Hi there. Thanks for taking the time to view this video. I'm Hank Sennett, a professor in the Communication Studies Department here at Bridgewater State University. And on Tuesday afternoons, we will be together talking and learning and experiencing public relations writing. Because class doesn't start this week, which is the start of the semester, and we don't begin till next week, I thought I would take a couple of minutes in this video, which hopefully will be 5 minutes or less, so be patient, to talk about some of the basics of the class and maybe answer a question or two that you may already have. First of all, I would encourage you, to read the syllabus that sort of outlines what I hope to accomplish this semester. I'm trying to be very practical in terms of what it is that we're going to do. And, to come up with something that, at the end of the class, you're going to be able to take. And if you're going on a job interview or an interview for an internship, you're going to be able to have various samples of the writing that you've done that's, public relations, media relations, social media oriented. So please give that a read. I've also posted something called a class memo that sort of outlines for you, my expectations for myself, as well as my expectations for you. The biggest thing about this class, because it is, a double period, it's an all afternoon kind of thing. If there isn't, some engagement, some back and forth between those of you in the class, as well as those of you in the class with me, it's going to be really boring if, the whole time period is taken up with me talking. I'm not that interesting. I have a good story or two, and you may laugh a couple of times, but me all afternoon is not anything that I certainly want to sit through. So, take a look at that class memo, and we can talk more about that as well when we get together on Tuesday. One of the questions that we're always asked as instructors, and I've already gotten an email or two, is, Professor, are we going to use the textbook? I understand where that's coming from. The cost of textbooks is outrageous. Yes, we're going to use the textbook. However, the textbook that we're using for this class, I used last spring. I also used this summer. So there should be used copies around. It's also a paperback, which is significantly less expensive than a hardcover. So hopefully that will put you in a better position to purchase it. But we will be using it, first of all, for the content. I can't talk about everything over the course of the semester. There will be an important concept or two or three that I won't be able to discuss, that you'll only be able to learn about, by reading the textbook. We'll also be doing, work in class out of the textbook and homework assignments out of the textbook as well. Now, given that this is, an all afternoon class, I would ask that if, you have to schedule an appointment, to first of all, please avoid Tuesday afternoons. But if it's simply non-negotiable, maybe you've got to see an advisor and the only time that, he or she is available is during the class period, or maybe you have a doctor's appointment or something else. Please try to schedule it either at the beginning of the class so you can get there, or at the end of the class so you can be there for a good chunk of the time. Again, since we're starting late, we're down a week. You never know when weather's going to creep up and there may be a cancellation. You never know when for some reason you're just going to be absent. And given that there are only 15 or so, I think, class periods, we're going to be covering an awful lot of ground every week. So it's not like, well, I won't go Tuesday because I'll catch up on Thursday. If you don't go Tuesday, you're missing a whole chunk of stuff. So, please try to keep that in mind. In terms of my office hours, as I said, I'm, not teaching full time this semester. I'm teaching Monday afternoons and our class on Tuesday afternoons. My office hours, as I say in the syllabus, is, an hour before class. If that doesn't work, if a little time, before my Monday afternoon class is better, please let me know. can also stay, a little bit after class if that would be appropriate. And if we can't work something out, well, we can try a discussion over email. We can do a phone call. We can do FaceTime. Various options that we can do. But certainly, feel free to get in touch if you have any questions or if you have, any concerns about the class. So I'm looking forward to, seeing you next Tuesday. I see a familiar name or two on the roster from folks that I've had in class before, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And I'm looking forward to meeting those of you, who I haven't had a chance to encounter yet. So until then, I hope you enjoy the start of the semester, and we will see you on Tuesday.